The riches are in the niches. Let me show you how to find yours. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. If you don't know who I am, you're probably new here. Thank you for clicking play. My name is Aram. I'm a real estate agent here in the Chicagoland area, and I come to you twice a week with some type of a value add video and a vlog, just documenting my whole journey. I've been in the game for 5+ years, struggled the first 4, but we're finally hitting our stride. And if you end up enjoying the video, do me the greatest honor, hit like, hit subscribe so you can see more content like this, and finally, leave your comments below with your thoughts, feedback, concerns, insults, compliments, whatever. And more specifically, we're talking about niches in this video. I would love to know where you would like to niche down at, and I will come in the comments and I will actually, if you tell me where you want to, what you want your niche to be, I will get there and give you some advice as to what I think you should do to get to acquire more clients in that niche. And finally, if you're a real estate agent that just needs a little bit more hands-on help, or you got some questions you want to answer, talk to me one-on-one. I have 2 links for you in the description. One is the Patreon link. For $10 a month, you're going to get 4 calls with me every single month. Thursdays, 10 a.m. I hop on a Zoom. Everybody on the Patreon is invited, and we just sit there for an hour, answer questions, have fun, shoot the shit. It's a great time. For $10, you can't go wrong. But if you need that more one-on-one attention, there is a coaching call link in the description as well. Now that I got the business out of the way, I want to get right down to the topic at hand and not waste any more time. How to find your niche. Before we could discuss how to find your niche, I want to explain the importance of niching down. And the best example I could give you is I'm going to compare an ocean to a pond. Okay, check this out. If I had a rock, let's say this was a rock. If I was to throw this in the Pacific Ocean, you wouldn't even know where it landed. You wouldn't see a splash, you wouldn't see no ripples. The waves would just, it would be over. You wouldn't see the rock. I throw this rock in a small pond, big impact, major impact. The ripple, big splash, ripples everywhere. The ducks are running away, the fish are terrified. It's a mess, right? Because it's a smaller pond. You are the rock. So when you are just trying to attract everybody on planet Earth to buy or sell, invest, rent, or whatever the hell, real estate with you, it's impossible, right? Because you're not specializing in anything, you're confusing everybody, and you're not an expert in any specific thing. Look at lawyers, look at doctors. Like you have a knee doctor, you have a foot doctor, you have a heart doctor, you have a stomach doctor, you have a brain doctor. Like, I don't know the exact verbiage, but you know what I mean. You have a divorce lawyer, you have a real estate lawyer, you got a corporate lawyer, you got a business lawyer, whatever. There's a bajillion different directions. Same with your real estate business, right? You can't be the guy that does, hey, I do sellers and I do buy. And that doesn't mean you can't do it all, but you have to pick what's your specialty, right? That's what we're talking about there. What is your specialty? You can't say my specialty is selling houses, helping people buy houses, working with investors, and helping people find rental property. It's just not possible. You can't be an expert in like 5 different things. You can't be a foot doctor and also tell me about my heart and brain cells. It's just impossible. It's too much information, and you're gonna be mediocre at best. So niching down allows you to pick an audience or a location and then make a big impact in that smaller audience or smaller location. That is why it's so important, right? So for example, let's say I'm in Chicago, right? So let's go pick so the specific place I live is in Elk Grove Village. I can niche down in just Elk Grove Village. If all my marketing is in Elk Grove Village, yes, I'm going to lose some clients that want to live in the city next door, which is Schaumburg. But I'm also going to get a lot of clients that especially want to live in Elk Grove. They want somebody that knows every single thing about Elk Grove. The schools, what time the buses come, where the buses stop, what are the days off, where are the cops sitting usually, a whole bunch of stuff. So that's why niching down, while it loses clients, it brings people in. It allows you to focus in one spot and be the best you could be in that one spot, whether it's a location or an audience. Are you following? Perfect. So that's the importance of a niche, and I think most of us understand. Let's go to point number 2. What types of niches out there? I kind of hinted at it. You could do a location. You could do a type of house. I only work with single family homes. I specialize in condo sales. I work with first-time home buyers. I help sellers get their property staged in the best way possible to get top dollar. Like, these are all different niches that you could like say I specialize in doing X, Y, Z. So those are the different types. Me personally, I specialize in working with investors and helping them find great deals that either cash flow or make great flips. So my audience is just investors in the Chicagoland area and even more specifically in the Chicago suburbs. I work with investors looking to find great deals in the Chicago suburbs. That's where I know, that's where I'm an expert in. I know the different counties, I know the eviction laws, I know what the rents should be, I know when the rents are low, I know when they're high, I know where not to rent, I know what neighborhoods you should stay away from, etc., etc. So this is why I'm niched down, and because I'm niched down, it's allowed me to learn a lot about a specific topic. And this perfectly segues us into sharing my story, because if you guys have been watching me long enough, you know I love to share personal experiences and share the lessons and the mistakes I've made throughout my career, and that because I don't want to be a preacher. I just want to share with you what I have learned. You just take the lessons from what I'm about to share with you and then just apply it to whatever you want, right? So for me, my niche was working with investors. And as soon as I basically identified, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to niche down with investors. My business exploded. I had no idea what it was going to lead to, right? Because I work with investors, because this is my niche, my business is more consistent, reliable, and more importantly, predictable. Like I know if I have 10 investors, I could do 30 deals a year in my sleep. Each investor is going to get 3 deals in my sleep. So it's predictable, it's consistent, and I can rely on it. Because investors, if they're my investors, they're going to make smart decisions. They're never going to over leverage, and they're always going to be in a position to buy, whether the market's up, down, or in the middle, right? So this is my niche, and this is what allowed my business to explode, because once I specialized in that area, everybody started knowing me for that, and they specifically came to me for that reason, because I work with investors and I know what I'm doing, and I've gotten results in the past. So when a client comes to me now, because they're part of my niche, they treat me with a lot of respect. They actually sit down and listen. They're here to learn, right? And when I send them a deal, they're like, okay, Aram sent me this deal. There must be something here. I'm going to take it serious. It's not one of those like, he sent the deal, I'll get back to it. Just another agent with a deal. Or they have 5 agents sending them deals. I don't do that. I'm the only agent sending them deals. Does that make sense? So let me share my story. I've been in real estate for about 5-6 years. I don't know the exact math. The first 4 years was a lot of trial and error for me. I didn't know what I wanted. I made the same mistake of basically trying to basically fish in an ocean. I couldn't get nobody. I couldn't even get a salmon to just look my direction. Because it was a big ocean. I was working with rentals, landlords, buyers, sellers, investors, everything. If it was real estate related, I was working with it, and I was making content for all of them. And it didn't really work out for me the first 4 years. As everybody else, when I started, my first niche was like, you know what? I want to sell multi-million-dollar homes. I want to be in that luxury real estate market. I want to wear fancy suits. I want to look fly, expensive watch, all that. I want to be in these like beautiful homes with like marble floors, beautiful cabinets, like excessive lifestyle, all that. That's what I wanted, right? Within about a few months, I realized, man, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get any luxury clients. And I looked like garbage. My hair was horrible. My suit sucked. I just didn't fit that criteria to be a luxury real estate agent. It wasn't for me. Even though I tried with the house tours, I tried cold calling expensive neighborhoods, it just didn't work out for me. And I did get a couple, but it was just like, it wasn't the clientele that I was really like, it wasn't the genre that I was passionate about. Let me tell you how I naturally came to my niche. When I got into real estate, the reason was I had 2 reasons. Number one, I wanted to start a business so that way I could generate and make enough extra money so I can use it to invest in real estate to multiply how much money I have. That's what I recognize rich people do. They start a business, they make enough money where the excess cash flow is added to real estate, and poof, we take it to the moon. So I figured the cheapest business I could start is be a real estate agent, and I'll just learn the industry as I make money. And when it's time for me to invest, I'll have a lot more knowledge than the average first-time investor. It's exactly what happened. So I was always naturally interested in being an investor or investing for myself, which led me to becoming a sponge. I was listening to all the podcasts about investing, like Bigger Pockets. I was reading all the books, like The Burr Strategy, or The Psychology of Money, or like Fix and Flip. Oh, you name it. If there's an investment book out there, your boy has read it. So I was naturally learning about these things, and about year 3, year 4, I started making content. I started taking my content creation seriously, right? And the only real thing that I knew content about was investing. So I started making, informational videos about investing. How to buy your first investment property with the FHA loan. How to buy your primary residence in a way where in a year it could be a great rental for you. Or how to find a great rental under $100,000. All these videos, right? By the way, the last one I haven't made, but I'm gonna make it. It's a great video. All these videos led to me niching down an audience. And everybody watching, they're like, oh, interesting. So he works with investors. Ah, I am an investor. So once you identify your audience, right, or your location, let's say I'm looking for Elk Grove Village and you say, hey, I'm a real estate agent that only works in Elk Grove Village. Guess what? You got my attention. So if you're an investor and you see me making a bunch of content about investing, what to do, what not to do, instantly I'm talking to you. So I have your attention much easier than if I was just talking about buying a house. So that's how I was able to niche down. And my first investor client, once I got results from him, it led me to 2 other investor clients. Then I started making more content about the deals that I've been a part of, like how we're able to get this deal to make $35,000 in a year, and we rented it the whole time. So people saw that, and more investors started coming. To the point where, like, I think I've closed 18 deals this year so far, 18, 20, and I want to say about 65% of those deals are straight investors. Whether it's somebody I'm helping them sell their property or it's somebody I'm helping them buy rentals. And I absolutely love it. It's so predictable. Matter of fact, I got an investor coming in today looking for a $500,000 to $1 million property. Why? Because he wasn't looking for a primary residence. He was looking for an investment property. As soon as he realized that I work with investors, that's what I do, I had his attention and he reached out to me the next day and we set up an appointment. So that is all I could tell you about how to find your niche, the importance of it, the different types, and my story as to how I came to the conclusion that I work with real estate investors in the Chicago suburbs, right? So if you are a real estate investor in the suburbs, come say hello and let's talk about it. I hope this video was helpful. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Leave your niche in the comments. I'll get to it. And of course, join the Patreon for $10 a month. I don't think you guys understand the value that you are getting, okay? If you want this type of coaching, you're spending $300 a month. I'm brand new, so it's basically I'm just giving up my time as a courtesy because I want a lot of agents who don't have the money to have access to the same information. So that's what we're doing here. If you enjoyed, support. If not, have yourself a great day. I appreciate you watching.